Rather lads, welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. It is that time of the year where we review the Arsenal squad and decide who we keep, who we sell, and who we loan out. Obviously, it's three categories: players we think that should stay at Arsenal for next season, players that should be sold this summer, and players that are good enough to be at Arsenal but should get some game time elsewhere to improve their game. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let me know in the comment box below whether you have any players this summer you'd love to get out of Arsenal, and also which players do you think they're good enough to play at Arsenal, but at the moment they need to be out on loan. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the big boy, Nuno Tavares. Obviously, he's had a couple of loan deals from Arsenal. He went to Marseille, where I thought he actually did very well. And then he went to Nottingham Forest, where he's been absolutely not played. So for Nuno Tavares, I think it's time to move on. It's time to move on from this Arsenal side and probably go elsewhere and find game time, regular game time. I think Arsenal could raise some good money out of the sale of Nuno Tavares. Probably, I'm thinking around 7 to 8 million euros. I don't think it will be higher than that because of that bad year he spent at Nottingham Forest. But I don't think he's such a bad player. I mean, people always tell me that he's had a bad season, this and that. I don't think Nuno Tavares is actually such a bad player. And I think Arsenal could get around 7 million. And if he went to a club that believes in his style of play and a manager that has that kind of philosophy, I see him as a player that can get a team, get good starting time, and be part of a very good squad. So Nuno Tavares, for me, Arsenal should sell around 8 to 7 million euros, or even up to 9 million euros. That will be nice. Next one is Charlie Patino. Now, Charlie Patino is a player that has developed very quickly among this Arsenal side, obviously alongside the likes of Mika Bjerith and Florian Balogun. When it comes to Charlie Patino, I'm not really sure what to do. I don't think the player wants another loan deal, so I don't think he fits into loan. But also, when I think about the Arsenal midfield situation and future, with Arsenal trying to sign another midfielder, I don't see him as a definite keep. So I think I'm going to put him here in sell. And I know many Arsenal fans will be angered by this one. I don't have much to do about it. Charlie Patino is a talent, like really big talent. But I don't see him as a player that is ready to play for Arsenal right now with the amount of pressure Mikel Arteta's side is going to have next season. Next is Jorginho. Jorginho, for me, is a definite keep. There's no question about him. He's been absolutely ridiculous for Arsenal. Very consistent in the second part of the campaign. He signed a new one-year deal, and that actually seals it. I think whoever is going to come in midfield, whether it's Partey staying, whether it's a new DM, they are going to have to work hand in hand with Jorginho. Gives the club that bit of experience, gives the club that bit of leadership maturity that we're losing in a player like Mohamed Elneny. It's a very big decision for Arsenal to keep him, and the right decision in my opinion as well. If you disagree, you can let me know. Ethan Nwaneri is a definite keep. You've got to promote him to the Arsenal starting 11, in my opinion. Now, he's one player that I would say could go out on loan, but because Arsenal have just given him a new deal and he's been promised probably some game time, you would keep him. But Ethan Nwaneri, obviously big talent. He's above the under-23s and above the under-19s. I think he's going to come into this Arsenal team, travel a lot with them, get some minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 7 minutes. I could see him become a Jamal Musiala, but maybe not this year, maybe the next year. So I'll definitely keep Ethan Nwaneri. He's such a big talent. Aaron Ramsdale is a sell for me. Now, Arsenal have failed to really get a good offer at the moment, right? So, for me, it's a sell. There's no question about him. He has been dropped by England. He has been dropped by Arsenal as well. And when you look at his England, not dropped by England from the Euros, but I would say he's no longer the concrete next number one after Jordan Pickford. If he wants to regain that status of I am the next number one at England, He's got to find regular game time, and he's got to play a little bit more. So for me, he's a definite sell. Arsenal can raise about 40 million from this sell if we actually do it right. I don't think anyone can convince me otherwise. Kieran Tierney has been at Real Sociedad, hence the jersey. Is a definite sell for me as well. Kieran Tierney has been at this Arsenal side for quite some time now. Mikel Arteta doesn't appreciate him as a player. Now, I'm not really sure why Mikel doesn't appreciate him. Because when I look at the work ethic and look at maybe what Arsenal might want to do in terms of bringing in a new left back, Kieran Tierney could be the guy. But we know that Mikel wants his own players. If you're not part of the players he's actually signed, you don't stand a big chance. So I'm going to go ahead and say he's a definite sell. And if Arsenal can raise around 20 million euros from this boy's sell, they've absolutely done well. Arthur Okonkwo is one that I would loan out. Obviously, is a player that Arsenal are looking to release, or probably by now he's been released. But it's a player that I would have kept and loaned out because I think he had a very good season last season on loan. We should have given him a new contract, loaned him out with an obligation to buy, or loaned him out with an option to buy. Arsenal failed to make some good money there, so that one for me is a definite loan. Keep and loan. Marquinhos, he's been out in France. This is a definite loan as well. I don't see him come back and be a starter at Arsenal. I don't think Marquinhos comes back and he starts or provides us good quality on the bench. I don't think he's better than the Vieiras, the Reece Nelsons that we have at the moment. So I would loan him out, and next season, if he doesn't do well, you definitely have got to sell. If he does well and you have good money, yeah, you sell as well. Declan Rice, definite keep. Second player of the season in the voting against Odegaard and Saliba. I think one of the biggest signings of the summer, last summer. And it's going to get better. 8 goals, 8 assists last season. He's just getting better. If Arsenal get a consistent DM for Declan Rice to form a good relationship with, we have a machine in this guy. So Declan Rice, no words there. No wasting time. He's a definite keep. Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu is a difficult one, but not in my books. In my books, Tomiyasu is untouchable. But many out there believe because he's injury prone, there is a possibility that Arsenal could sell him and upgrade. And I don't want to trash that possibility. But for me, I would keep. And I see him as a player that could start many games if he's not injured. Like, he could start around 15 games in a season if he's not injured. Do the kind of Pep Guardiola rotation, and you can see where he fits into this Arsenal squad. So for me, Tomiyasu, reliable, plays across the back line, right back, full back, left back, center back. You've got to keep him. I mean, you need that kind of quality, especially with Cedric Soares leaving Arsenal this summer. Karl Hein, for me, is a keep as third choice goalkeeper. I don't think Arsenal really need to think about him that much. He would be my third choice goalkeeper, and I would keep him. Odegaard is the captain. As long as Real Madrid, Bayern, Barcelona don't come in with 200 million, he's a definite keep. Even if they come in with 200 million, he's a definite keep. But, of course, if 200 million arrives, then we might see Arsenal thinking about it twice. But at the moment, I don't think there's anything to think about. This guy is a definite keep, Martin Odegaard. I'm here to make you angry with Thomas Partey being, for me, a sell. And why I put Partey in sell is, I don't know. I just think that he's inconsistent. I just think that you've got moved past him. I just think that however much I like him, my true feelings are he's inconsistent and Arsenal can do better. He's inconsistent and Arsenal can have a reliable player. All of us will be happy. I mean, I've just seen Joao Palhinha go to Bayern and I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't Arsenal even try? Bayern are going to pay like 35 million for Joao Palhinha or 40 million for Joao Palhinha. Are you whining me? Are you kidding me? Are you whining yourself? Joao Palhinha? 35 million, 40 million. That's a joke, man. That's a real big joke. So for me, Partey is a sell. If you can get a player to replace him, he's a sell. Gabriel Martinelli is a keep. He scored for Brazil against Mexico, and I think that will do him a couple of a couple of good things. His confidence will come back, and we'll see a different kind of Gabriel Martinelli next season. Jakub Kiwior is a difficult one. He's definitely not a loan, but because Arsenal want to sign another fullback, right? He's around there, right? He's around here. But what I'm gonna do, right? What I'm gonna do with him is a keep, right? Zinchenko, not Zinchenko, but Kiwior is a keep. At the moment, he is a keep. And why he's a keep is, I think, he's one of the players that can do a job for you at any point in time, whether they have been playing or not. I mean, just imagine Gabriel picks up an injury. Just imagine you need someone at left back just to cover for you. Kiwior is there. And because Tomiyasu can do that job, is very injury prone, I would rather keep Kiwior. Now, a couple of offers have been provided, and a couple of clubs have suggested that they want him. If they can give us around 30-35 million, yeah, you would sell. But if anything is not convincing, not good enough in terms of the price, he's a player I would keep at Arsenal. No questions about that. William Saliba, top 3 best centre backs in the Premier League. You keep. Eddie Nketiah, definite sell. I think Eddie is one of the players that Arsenal can get good money this summer. Maybe 40 million, you think? Maybe 45 million? I think this one is a clear sell. Emil Smith-Rowe is between keep, loan, and sell. What would you do with Emil Smith-Rowe? Should we loan him out? I'm not convinced about this. A loan with an obligation, probably. But of course, loan means that he comes back to play. Not convinced about this. Not really convinced about a loan deal for ESR. But keeping him as part of this squad doesn't really give me the vibes of he's going to play. So I think this is time to cash in on. Is it time really to cash in on ESR? ESR, let's go with a loan. Let's go with a loan deal. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? It's really crazy, isn't it? But let's go with a loan deal for ESR. Let's go with a loan deal for ESR. Maybe he goes out on loan, develops better, and he becomes a much better player. Trossard is a definite keep. 11 goals last season. Quality backup player. Like when we think about some of the best backup players in the Premier League, I don't know, I can't think about many, but Leandro Trossard has been absolutely key, just like Doku at Manchester City, just that one of them won the Premier League and the other didn't. Julian Timber, keep, and he gets into the Arsenal starting 11 for me. Although Mikel Arteta is uninspired about his left backs, he's got to choose this guy. He's got to play. He's got to play my boy. I think it's a no-brainer. Mohamed Elneny obviously has left. Sorry about that. He's a definite sell. Served the club very well. He will always be remembered as one of the best players, loyal servants at the team. Kai Havertz, obviously, the season ended well for him. He's a definite keep. No one is talking about selling him beyond this summer. Okay. Gabriel Jesus. Sell, not loan, right? It's between keep and sell. If a good offer comes in, I would sell. But because this squad needs its good players, and we might lose Thomas Partey, and we might lose Ramsdale, and we might lose Eddie Nketiah as well, I'll keep Gabriel Jesus for that reason. Just don't deplete the squad in one summer. Fabio Vieira, for me, he's a loan deal. I think keeping him at Arsenal might not be the best decision. Selling him might not be the best decision because we're not going to get a lot of money from that. So a loan will be the best decision in my eyes. Lito Chile, obviously, he's a definite. Lito Chile is a definite keep. No question about that. Reece Nelson, 100% sell. Yep. Reece Nelson is a 100% sell. This is Leandro Trossard. We have two Leandro Trossards. But with Reece Nelson, I think you've got to sell. There's no question about that. Zinchenko. Is Zinchenko a keep or a sell? He's nowhere near loan, so he's not going to on loan, right? He's either a keep or a sell. What would I do with this guy? I would keep him. Yeah, I would keep him. I know you guys want him badly, want him out badly, but I would keep him. I would keep him. Albert Sambele Konga, sell. The club has already told him that he's going to be leaving. Ben White, keep. Gabriel, keep. David Raya, sign him and keep him. So that would be my assessment of the entire Arsenal squad. You've not seen a boy called Mika Biereth on that list because I wanted us to talk about him for 2 or 20 seconds. Mika Biereth is a difficult situation for Arsenal. Like, there are a couple of players that, Walters and all the others, but Mika Biereth is a very difficult situation. He's had a fantastic loan deal out there, and I think Arsenal are really contemplating, do you keep him? Do you actually sell him, right? But at the moment, I would keep him, give him another loan deal, and see how he performs. So that is my keep, sell, or loan Arsenal 2024.